Imagine discovering that the person you trusted the most has committed the ultimate betrayal. Today, we tell the shocking story of a father who searched for his missing daughter, only to uncover a truth that turned his world upside down. John was an everyday man who found joy in life's simple pleasures. He worked as an accountant in a small town where everyone knew each other. Life was ordinary, stable, and fulfilling. John's weekends were reserved for his daughter Lily, whether it was cheering at her soccer games or having quiet afternoons at the local library. Their bond was visible, a deep connection rooted in love and mutual respect. His life, seemingly unremarkable to outsiders, was rich with the small, cherished moments he collected with his daughter. John and his wife Sarah had been high school sweethearts, married young, and dreamed of a happy, simple life. However, as the years passed, their paths seemed to diverge. While John found satisfaction and stability, Sarah grew restless. She dabbled in various jobs, moved in and out of hobbies and social circles, and increasingly left the parenting duties to John. This dynamic caused tension, yet John remained committed to making the marriage work for Lily's sake, believing that a stable home was best for her. He was the rock of the family, often compensating for Sarah's unpredictability. Sarah's background was more tumultuous. Raised in a series of foster homes, she had always harbored a sense of insecurity and an unfulfilled need for acceptance and excitement. These feelings were compounded by an undiagnosed bipolar disorder, which led to erratic behavior and impulsive decisions. Despite John's efforts to support her through various treatments and therapy, Sarah often resisted, feeling misunderstood and confined by their ordinary life. Her condition, combined with a growing resentment towards the mundane, pushed her towards the unfathomable decision that would shatter their family. The pressures of normalcy weighed heavily on Sarah. She sought escape and thrills, often spending days away from home under the guise of finding a new job or visiting old friends. In these moments, John became both mother and father to Lily, nurturing her with all the love and care he could muster. Despite the growing distance in their marriage, he believed that maintaining a stable home environment was crucial for his daughter's well-being. As Lily grew older, she became more aware of her mother's absences and unpredictability. This awareness brought John and Lily closer, strengthening their bond through shared responsibilities and routines. John always tried to explain Sarah's behavior in gentle terms, preserving Lily's image of her mother while shielding her from the harsher realities of Sarah's struggles. On the other hand, Sarah's feelings of inadequacy and restlessness reached a boiling point. She felt trapped in a life that seemed to magnify her failures, especially as she compared herself to John's steady and loving presence in Lily's life. Her mental health issues remained inconsistently managed, as she often discontinued treatment after brief periods of stability, leading to a cyclical pattern of emotional highs and devastating lows. This unstable foundation crumbled the day Sarah made a decision that would forever alter the course of their family's life. Facing a mounting sense of desperation and influenced by a dangerous acquaintance, she was persuaded that selling her daughter would not only solve her immediate financial struggles, but also free her from the life she felt chained to. It was a moment of profound delusion and desperation, a decision made under the false belief that she could start anew, away from the responsibilities and expectations that she felt were suffocating her. In this dark period of her life, Sarah lost sight of the real values and bonds that tied her to her family, succumbing to a spiral of misguided actions that would lead to devastating consequences for all involved. It was a crisp autumn morning, and the routine of the day seemed no different from any other. John had prepared breakfast, packing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for Lily's lunch, as she chattered excitedly about her upcoming school project on marine life. He watched her board the school bus, waving until it turned the corner. Little did he know this ordinary moment would be etched in his memory forever as the last glimpse of normalcy in their lives. Hours later, John received a call that would send a chill down any parent's spine. The school reported that Lily had not been picked up after school. Confusion set in initially. There must have been a misunderstanding, he thought. Sarah was supposed to pick her up. Frantically, he called her mobile, but it went straight to voicemail. His calls to nearby friends and family yielded no sightings of Sarah or Lily. Panic took root as the sun began to set. John drove the route from their home to the school, stopping at any place Lily might have gone, friends' houses, the local park, and the library. With each passing hour, desperation grew. He contacted more distant relatives and anyone who might have seen Sarah or Lily. As night enveloped the town, the harsh reality set in. His daughter was missing. First thing the following morning, John was at the police station, his fear escalating to the officers as he pleaded for help to find Lily. The police took his statements and began to organize a search. John provided them with recent photos of Lily, describing her last known outfit down to the smallest detail. The local police acted swiftly, issuing an Amber Alert and broadcasting Lily's and Sarah's descriptions to the media. Search parties were organized, with volunteers combing through local areas while police followed up on any leads. The initial focus was on locating Sarah, as her sudden disappearance with Lily suggested she might hold the key to understanding the situation. However, the investigation faced significant challenges. Sarah had seemingly vanished without a trace. Her phone turned off and her car found abandoned at a nearby mall parking lot, adding to the mystery. Interviews with friends and acquaintances revealed little. Sarah had not confided in anyone about plans to leave or shown signs of distress that day. As days turned into weeks, the lack of solid leads began to frustrate the efforts, with the community grappling with the unsettling possibility of foul play. John, racked with worry, held on to hope by coordinating with the police, distributing flyers, and making public pleas through local media. Each night, he returned home to Lily's empty room, a constant reminder of the void her disappearance left. The search for Lily highlighted the limitations faced by small-town law enforcement dealing with potential abduction cases: limited resources, the need for rapid coordination with state and federal agencies, and the crucial race against time to track leads before they went cold. 3 agonizing months had passed since Lily's disappearance when the case took a dramatic turn. The breakthrough came unexpectedly from a distant town, where a police raid on a suspected human trafficking ring uncovered a series of chilling transactions. Among the confiscated items were digital records and communications that included photographs of children, shockingly, one of which appeared to be Lily. Federal agents coordinating with local law enforcement traced the communication back to a contact in John's own town, someone who had been in sporadic contact with Sarah. This individual, upon arrest and interrogation, revealed a horrifying network of illegal activities, including dealings with Sarah. It was disclosed that Sarah had reached out under financial duress, driven to the brink by her untreated mental health issues, and manipulated by her acquaintance into making an unthinkable choice. The agents swiftly organized a rescue operation, leading to the recovery of several children, including Lily, from various hideouts linked to the ring. The operation was a mix of meticulous planning and urgent execution, reflecting the severity and grim nature of the case. The moment John received the call about Lily's location and the circumstances of her disappearance, his world shattered. The relief of knowing his daughter was alive was overwhelmed by betrayal and horror. Learning that Sarah, the woman he had once loved and trusted, had been responsible for their daughter's ordeal was a blow that knocked the air out of him. The complexity of his emotions was indescribable: anger, relief, despair, and an overwhelming sadness. John was present when Lily was rescued and brought to safety. Seeing her physically unharmed brought him profound relief, but the emotional scars were evident in her eyes. Eyes that once sparkled with innocence now reflected a depth of trauma no child should ever endure. At that moment, John vowed to rebuild whatever semblance of normalcy possible for his daughter, though he knew their lives were forever altered. As Lily clung to him, sobbing into his chest, John grappled with his feelings towards Sarah. Part of him ached for the woman who had succumbed to her darkest impulses under the weight of her mental illness. Yet he couldn't fathom how she could betray their daughter so grievously. The coming days would see John struggling with his emotions as he prepared to face Sarah in a way he never imagined, as an adversary in court, where he would need to confront the full extent of her betrayal. Once the initial shock subsided, the focus shifted to the legal consequences for Sarah. Charged with child trafficking, among other offenses, her actions prompted a complex legal battle. The case attracted significant media attention, casting a spotlight not only on Sarah's personal failings, but also on broader societal issues regarding mental health and criminal accountability. In court, Sarah's defense argued her mental health issues and susceptibility to manipulation by more criminally inclined associates as factors for leniency. They portrayed her as a victim of her circumstances, struggling with bipolar disorder and financial desperation. However, the prosecution vehemently emphasized the premeditation and betrayal inherent in her actions, underlining the severe impact on Lily and the wider community. The trial was exhaustive and emotionally charged, drawing a divide within the community and among families watching the case unfold nationwide. Ultimately, Sarah was convicted, receiving a sentence that reflected both the severity of her crimes and the mitigating mental health factors. This outcome prompted a broader discussion on how the legal system handles cases where mental health issues intersect with criminal actions. The social repercussions of the case were profound. John and Lily faced not only the personal trauma of their ordeal, but also the stigma and curiosity from their community. While many offered sympathy and support, others whispered accusations of neglect or inattention, questioning how such a betrayal could have gone unnoticed. The community grappled with a shattered sense of security. Schools and local organizations began to reevaluate their protocols for child safety, increasing scrutiny on how children are released to guardians. Community forums and workshops sprang up, focusing on educating parents and caregivers about the signs of mental health crises and the risks of child exploitation. The case also catalyzed legislative advocacy focused on tightening laws around child protection and trafficking. Advocates and lawmakers pushed for more stringent background checks, better interagency cooperation, and increased funding for mental health services to help prevent such tragedies. Moreover, the case underscored the importance of international cooperation in battling human trafficking, as networks often span multiple jurisdictions. This prompted calls for improved global legal frameworks and more robust data sharing between countries to track and prevent the trafficking of minors. In the wake of the trial, John became a vocal advocate for these changes, using his family's story to push for laws that better protect children and support families affected by mental health issues. His testimony before local and national legislative bodies helped spur changes aimed at preventing similar cases in the future. The path to recovery for Lily began with her immediate physical health assessments, which thankfully indicated no severe physical harm. However, the psychological scars were deep, necessitating a long-term approach to emotional and mental healing. Lily's recovery process was supported by a team of child psychologists, trauma specialists, and social workers who worked together to tailor a rehabilitation program suited to her specific needs. Therapy sessions were scheduled regularly, incorporating both individual and family counseling. Techniques such as play therapy, art therapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, were employed to help Lily express her feelings in a safe environment and to confront and manage her traumas constructively. The goal was to help her process her experiences and gradually diminish the hold they had on her psyche. For John, the focus was on equipping him with the tools to support Lily's recovery while managing his own emotional turmoil. Parental support groups became a vital resource, providing him with a platform to share his experiences and learn from parents in similar situations. These groups helped him feel less isolated and more empowered to handle the challenges of supporting a child through trauma recovery. John also engaged in personal therapy sessions to address his feelings of guilt, anger, and betrayal, which were crucial in preventing those emotions from spilling over into his caregiving. Learning to separate his feelings towards Sarah from his role as Lily's primary support was a significant focus of these sessions. Reintegrating Lily back into everyday life posed its own set of challenges. Returning to school was a gradual process, facilitated by meetings with school counselors who helped create a supportive educational environment for Lily. Adjustments were made to her schedule to reduce stress, and a plan was put in place to address any potential bullying or uncomfortable questions from her peers. Socially, Lily initially found it difficult to reconnect with friends who were unaware of the full extent of her ordeal. However, with time and the support of understanding friends and their parents, she began to regain her confidence in social settings. Successes in her reintegration were celebrated, no matter how small, from a successful full day at school to a play date with a friend. As Lily made strides in her recovery, so too did the community learn and adapt. The school implemented new safety and awareness programs focusing on the well-being of students and ensuring that parents were more deeply involved in the community aspects of school life. John and Lily's journey through recovery and rehabilitation was fraught with challenges, but their bond, strengthened by adversity, played a role in their healing. Their story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the profound impact of dedicated support systems. This case is a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities within our society and the devastating impact that mental health issues can have when left unchecked. It underscores the importance of community awareness, robust support systems, and the crucial role of early intervention in preventing such tragedies. John's transformation from a devastated father to a proactive advocate for child safety and mental health awareness has inspired many. His willingness to share their story has not only helped in healing his family, but also in educating the public about the critical need for vigilance and proactive community involvement. The support from their community played an integral role in John and Lily's recovery process. It highlights the need for communities to foster environments where individuals feel safe to seek help and where vulnerabilities can be addressed constructively without stigma. The community's response from the initial search to the ongoing support for John and Lily exemplifies how collective action can lead to powerful outcomes.